After the first explorers braved the brutal seas of Antarctica, the continent might have remained a quiet wilderness at the bottom of the world. Yet, in the decades that followed, nations continued to return, sometimes openly, sometimes in secrecy. These journeys, often hidden behind the veil of science, suggest that Antarctica was more than just a barren sheet of ice. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the so-called heroic age of Antarctic exploration brought tales of bravery and tragedy to the public eye. Amundsen, Scott, and Shackleton became household names. Their struggles were well documented: frostbite, starvation, and the constant battle against wind and cold. These expeditions were celebrated as symbols of human courage. But while the world admired their sacrifice, something else was happening. Quiet missions that left few records, funded not for glory, but for knowledge, and perhaps for power. The most mysterious interest came during the 1930s, when Nazi Germany launched an expedition to Antarctica. In 1938, the ship Neuschwabenland set sail, carrying scientists, sailors, and aircraft. The mission was officially for whaling research, but its true goals remained debated. The Germans surveyed large portions of Queen Maud Land, dropping flags from planes and photographing vast stretches of ice. They named the territory Neuschwabenland. Why would a nation preparing for war devote such resources to a frozen wasteland thousands of miles from Europe? Some researchers suggest they were searching for resources, oil, minerals, or even geothermal energy. Others believe they had found something hidden under the ice, something so important that it justified the risks. And Germany was not alone. In the same period, Britain expanded its claims in Antarctica, establishing bases and patrolling the icy coasts. Officially, it was about securing territories for future economic use. But the secrecy surrounding these missions tells another story. Reports of hidden caves, ice-free valleys, and unusual geological formations spread quietly among researchers, though few reached the public. Even the United States joined the rush. In 1939, President Franklin Roosevelt authorized an Antarctic expedition led by Admiral Richard Byrd. Byrd had already flown over the South Pole in 1929, becoming the first man to do so. But this second mission was larger, more heavily funded, and equipped with modern technology. Officially, it was a scientific survey, but questions remain. Why such urgency on the eve of World War II? As the war raged, Antarctica slipped into silence. Few ships risked the southern seas. But when the conflict ended, the frozen continent returned to the center of attention. Rumors spread of hidden bases, secret discoveries, and strange technologies buried beneath the ice. Was Antarctica simply the last unexplored frontier, or a place where nations raced to uncover something extraordinary? There is another layer to the story. Legends persist of ancient knowledge tied to Antarctica. The idea that the continent was once ice-free, home to civilizations lost to time, appears in myths from many cultures. Some even claim that secret societies, from the Freemasons to the Nazis, believed Antarctica held the remnants of advanced ancient peoples, or perhaps something not of this earth. While mainstream historians dismiss such theories, the pattern of expeditions raises questions. Why did nations pour resources into an empty desert of ice? Why did so many missions carry both scientists and military personnel? And why do gaps remain in the official records, leaving us with fragments instead of answers? The truth may never be fully revealed, but what is clear is this: Antarctica was not ignored. Far from being forgotten, it was quietly contested, studied, and guarded. The frozen continent became a silent battleground, not of open warfare, but of secrets. By the mid-20th century, Antarctica had become more than just a scientific curiosity. It was a place where national ambitions, myths, and mysteries collided. What these expeditions found, or what they were searching for, remains hidden beneath layers of ice and secrecy. The story of Antarctica was moving into a new phase. Soon, it would no longer be about small expeditions or secret surveys. It would become a theater for one of the most ambitious and mysterious operations in modern history. A massive military mission that some say uncovered more than the world was ready to know. That story is Operation Highjump, and it would change everything.